हवा में है, पानी से है, जमी पे है चारों ओर। घर बैठे बैठे भी तो होने लगा तू है बोर। कितने है काम तेरे, चेक पड़े नाम तेरे, लेने कौन जाएगा? सुन यारा, तेरा काम हो जाएगा। इतना क्यों होपलेस, अब सब है पेपरलेस। 10 ही मिनट में अकाउंट खुल जाएगा। मत यारा वेट कर, ऐप एक्टिवेट कर, एम कनेक्ट प्लस में पूरा बैंक मिल जाएगा। सुन यारा, तेरा काम हो जाएगा। बंद कर रोना धोना, बैंक ऑफ बड़ौदा है ना, इंस्टा अकाउंट खोल, स्ट्रेस भूल जाएगा। बिल हो या रिचार्ज, बैलेंस हो या स्टेटमेंट, यार निकला बाहर तो बैंड बज जाएगा। काहे का करोना जब बैंक ऑफ बड़ौदा तेरे घर तक आएगा। यूपीआई जमाने में तू बैंक क्यों जाएगा? सुन यारा, तेरा काम हो जाएगा। तेरा काम हो जाएगा। तेरा काम हो जाएगा। सुन यारा, तेरा काम हो जाएगा।
Hello, Namaskar. This is Neeraj, your host for the season 3 of Waah, Bank of Baroda. And today is the 4th episode, and we'll be traveling to Tamil Nadu. We have 2 amazing musicians with us. And before we go to invite them, I'll be talking about this interesting story I shared with you in the promo video if you saw it. I told you all that, Bank of Baroda is not a connoisseur now, but since a long time, since 1940s, which I'm wrong. Actually, it's not even 1940s. It's even earlier. So let me share you the story. Sayaji Rao Gaikwad ji, Sayaji Rao Gaikwad III, the then Maharaja of Baroda, established a music school. The music school was named as Gayanshala. And the Gayanshala did not only focus on music, but also focused on performing arts such as dance and drama or theater. And from this college, master musicians or musicologists like Pandit Bhaskar Bua Bakhleji also passed out. And this college was established in 1886. So that is even 2 centuries back. And, it's so amazing to see them promoting Hindustani classical music then and now as well. So thank you so much, Bank of Baroda. So before we start with the episode, we have Mr. Rakesh Sharma, Deputy General Manager of Branding and Marketing, to talk a few words about Bank of Baroda.
नमस्कार मित्रों, भारत एक विविधताओं से भरपूर देश है। अनेकता में एकता ही हमारे इस भारत की शान रही है। हमारे इस देश में प्रतिभाओं की कोई कमी नहीं है। आवश्यकता है तो सिर्फ उन्हें एक उचित अवसर प्रदान करने की और एक उचित मंच प्रदान करने की। बैंक ऑफ बड़ौदा सदैव से ही कला एवं संस्कृति को प्रोत्साहित करने का पक्षधर रहा है। यह हमारी विरासत है और इसे संजोए रखना न केवल हमारा दायित्व बल्कि हमारा नैतिक कर्तव्य भी है। हम आर्ट एंड आर्टिस्ट द्वारा प्रस्तुत बैंक ऑफ बड़ौदा वाह सीजन 3 से जुड़कर अपने आप को गौरवान्वित महसूस करते हैं। वाह एक ऐसा सशक्त एवं बेहतरीन मंच है जो उभरते हुए कलाकारों की प्रतिभा को वैश्विक स्तर तक पहुंचाता है अपने सोशल मीडिया चैनल्स के माध्यम से, जिस पर कि उसके लाखों फॉलोअर्स हैं। बैंक ऑफ बड़ौदा इन प्रतिभाशाली कलाकारों की सफलता एवं उज्जवल भविष्य की कामना के साथ अपने देश की सांस्कृतिक विरासत को संजोए रखने हेतु अपनी प्रतिबद्धता को पुनः दोहराता है। हमें आशा है आप सबको ये प्रस्तुतियां बहुत ही आनंदित करेंगी और हमारा आप सभी से अनुरोध रहेगा कि आप इन उभरते हुए कलाकारों को प्रोत्साहित करें, इनकी हौसला अफजाई करें, इनका सहयोग करें और उनकी सफलता की कामना करें। आपको बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद बैंक ऑफ बड़ौदा की ओर से। अब आप इन संगीत विधाओं का आनंद लें।
Thank you so much, sir, for showing the trust you have in us, the younger generation of Indian classical music. Thank you so much. So, चलते हैं शुरू करते हैं हमारा episode वाह Bank of Baroda. So before we call the artist, let me again tell you the structure, how the show works. We have 3 segments, and the first segment is up close and personal, where I'll be talking about the artist, the childhood, how they learned music, and the school life and personal life, of course. And then the second segment is the rapid fire, which is my favorite, and I guess ab tak aap sabhi ka favorite to hoga hi. And for the third segment, which is Waah, Bank of Baroda, where you'll be listening to these young maestros play music, create magic, and you'll go wow. So, not wasting a lot of time, and let's call these 2 brilliant, amazing musicians. First, we'll call the young Veena maestro, Ramana Balachandran, and with him, we have on Mridangam, the dynamic Sumesh Narayanan. Hello.
Hello everyone.
Hey, hi, namaskar.
Hey everyone.
I'm so happy to have you all on the show. Honestly speaking, with Ramana, I mean, I don't know if he knows, but we shared an online stage for the Pandit Ravi Shankar Young String Music Festival, and I mean, or else I don't know him, and also I don't know personally Sumesh Bhai, and I'm again sorry Sumesh and Ramana. I'm asked not to say Ji Bhai Anna or anything. So let's stick to Yadnesh.
It's fine. I'm not that old, man. It's fine.
Yeah. Anyway, but I mean, let's just stick to Yadnesh, Ramana, and Sumesh. Yeah. Okay. So I'm so glad to have you all, and
happy to be here.
Yeah, thank you so much for joining. So maybe I'll start with Ramana. Ramana, tell me how did you start with the music, and what is childhood, and how did Veena come along and stuff?
Well, I was actually learning Mridangam since the age of 4.
You can just increase your voice a little. Yeah.
Yeah. So no, I was learning Mridangam since the age of 4, and my parents spotted me drumming on these tin cans and whatnot. So they thought I would have a penchant for the instrument. So I was in the tutelage of a few gurus in Bangalore. So I learned Mridangam for a few years, and then I had a hiatus where I couldn't really pursue a lot of Mridangam. So, and then by the time I was 9, my mother's teacher, Veena teacher, had settled wherever we lived in Bangalore. So at home, my mom was playing Sadhinchane, a wonderful piece by Saint Tyagaraja.
Wow.
And I remember finding out a mistake in her playing, and she thought she was a bit embarrassed for a start, but then she thought maybe I could. She asked me to play it, and I remember being able to relate to the instrument very quickly. So it's probably that we share a bond with the instrument.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I was taken to her guru, and I started learning under B. Nagalakshmi ma'am for 3 years. And then I'm learning under my father, and also have learned vocal for some time under Neela Ramgopal ji. So that's how my musical journey started. So,
but then you now that you told me, you know that your mom asked you to play the kriti or the composition. So were you able to?
Just a minute. Should I put on my earphones, because I think
it'll be better. Yeah, I mean you sound low. Yeah.
Yeah. Just a second.
Yeah, this is better already. Yeah.
You're able to hear me?
Perfect. Yeah.
Awesome.
So now that you told us that, you know, you pointed out a mistake your mom was doing or playing, and then she asked you to play. So did you learn Veena then, and did you just directly play it down?
When I actually, spotted the mistake in my mom's playing, all I knew was there was something musically wrong going on, and but then it slowly transformed into learning the technique for some time. So the basic technique was taught by the person I just said, B. Nagalakshmi ma'am, and she taught me the technique. And then I should say that there's a lot of time that you spend with the instrument and discover a lot of techniques and really enjoy yourself.
Yeah. Oh, that's nice. So let's go to Sumesh and let's talk about you and how did you learn Guru Mridangam and what was your childhood about? Yeah.
Pretty much the same, Yadnesh. I think all of our households just found us, banging on things and just trying to make the best sort of whatever.
Sorry to interrupt you, but that's this thing about in South India, every kid that's been born and is already into Carnatic music or music, and that's so nice to see.
Yeah, it's also because I think most of the households in the country is already filled with a lot of music, if I can say that.
Yeah, absolutely.
From a very young age, I remember all of my childhood was filled with old Hindi songs and a lot of Carnatic songs. My mother being a singer herself, and my father could just listen to music all day, although he didn't practice it much. So I think that kind of an environment obviously sort of paved a very natural way for, I'm sure, Ramana and myself to be able to be drawn to the music in a certain way. And like Ramana said, I also started by banging those biscuit tins and whatnot, like benches in schools. For the longest time I remember being standing, finding myself outside the class all the time because I just make a ruckus just before the teacher comes and she'd find me. But it was worth it. It was worth it, man.
You won't regret it now, of course.
Oh, no way.
I should butt in and say, tell you a funny incident that happened. So I was banging on my table at school, and my teacher was annoyed with it, and then she said, "You're not supposed to play tabla on the bench." I said, "Ma'am, it's the mridangam."
Okay, now that we're sharing these bench banking stories, let me share you this experience. When I was in school, and of course now that I stay in Mumbai, we have this Nashik dhol which we usually play during the Ganesh festivals or the Visarjan. So it goes like that. And we were this group of friends who actually, no one knows percussion. Okay, I was of course from a musical background, but no one else knows. But they actually played it in the right rhythm and everything. And the school was over, the last bell rang, and then we were all playing in the last bench, where almost all of the students were already left the class. And then we 6 people were there banging the bench, and then the teacher comes, and we were like, "I'm so sorry, Arey bajao, you could." And then they started singing. The teachers, the 2 teachers, a male and a female, and they started singing, and we actually had fun in the class, and this is so much fun. Yeah. So I know that Ramana has learned. He's professionally now into Veena, but sings and has been doing learning or playing mridangam also. But what about Sumesh? Do you also do something other than mridangam? I'm talking musically.
I play a bunch of other percussion instruments. I play with a few bands back in Chennai. We tour the country, we tour the world and all of that. So I started playing the cajon a few years ago, and I found, I sort of took to it quite naturally, because the first time I heard it, I play. Yes.
Oh, that's good. That's good. So you're mostly inclined towards percussion music more, right?
Yeah.
That's good. That's good.
But I should say something here. You give him any instrument, he'll find a way to play it in a few days, and he'll just do some magic.
Yeah,
he's that kind of a person, absolutely. So.
Yeah. So,
it's about the music sense that he possesses.
Right.
So that's
so
very.
I was going to talk to you about, because y'all are, the first Carnatic musicians who are being featured on Waah, I suppose. Yeah, y'all are the first Carnatic musicians who are being featured, and also the first Veena player, also the first Mridanga player, of course.
Sweet.
So I have this question that, as you told Sumesh, that as Ramana was talking, that if you give Sumesh an instrument, he'll be easily able to pick up. Let's talk technical here, okay? Carnatic music, we all know it is how technical and how how precise it is, and especially accompaniment with the main instrument. For example, if the mridangam is playing with the veena, and they're supposed to, is it that you're supposed to know the composition while you play? Because mostly when you all play with the instrument, it is not more like an Hindustani classical accompaniment, like where the tabla player will only play the teka, just the cycle, and the main artist will just keep singing the usual composition. But in Carnatic, I have experienced, I mean, I might be wrong, you can correct me, but it's seen more like when you're playing the composition, the mridangam player plays with the composition. So
it definitely helps. It definitely helps to know the composition, primarily because Carnatic music is not just about the melodic part or the what you call ragam, or even the talam. I also believe the third and most important element, along with ragam and talam, is also sahityam, which is the lyrics and the expression and the emotion it conveys.
Absolutely.
And most importantly, the artist. In my opinion, I think the artist sort of needs to understand the situation where the composer comes from or came from when he wrote the composition. But yes, it's not like a prerequisite. It's great. It really helps, and it shows when you know the composition when you play for it. But you can wing it, so to speak. You can play for a composition without knowing the composition as well.
You can still do it, right? But it's definitely important to learn the composition as well. That's what
it is very important. It is required, in fact. There's also a very famous saying here in south of India, like in Carnatic music. They say that every melodic artist, be it a vocal artist, be it a vainika, be it a violinist or whatever, helps to know a certain level of mridangam, even the theory. You don't have to practice or play it, but definitely layam, as they put it. And likewise for the percussion artists, they also need to understand the meaning of certain kritis and so on and so forth. So it helps both ways.
We can also call it as bhav bhav as emotion.
Yes,
so I mean,
exactly.
I'd also want to like to know what are Ramana's idea behind this. Can you just show some?
I mean, Ramana plays both. So
I mean,
Ramana is an extremely talented mridangist as well. So
he sings and he plays the veena and also plays the mridangam. So
I
want to know what's your idea.
He's a triple.
So no, I completely second him. So well, I just want to give an example. So if I'm going on a very sedate kriti or sedate composition, and he, with his artistic creativity at that point of time, if he spontaneously feels like going into with whatever he said, if a person has actually understood the meaning or relates to the motive behind the song, it's definitely you can be mostly sure that whatever he plays as an accompaniment for the kriti is going to be very organic. So if the person doesn't know you might not know the kriti's meaning, but you can actually glean the bhav, as you call it, the bhav out of it just by listening to it. So it's about being sensitive to that emotion, and when you have a person along with you who does that, it's a really pleasurable experience.
Great. So now that we're talking about the technical part, let me also ask you, I'm sure you all must have played a few Hindustani classical and Carnatic classical jugalbandis, or maybe even any jugalbandi with any Western artist. How were your experiences? Because comparing, as I said, it like when you're playing Hindustani, it's morely like you're just playing the teka or the loop cycle, and we're playing the bandish, or it's still improvising. Even when we're improvising, it's usually the tabla players playing the teka, and then we playing the composition or improvising. But it's the quite the opposite in Carnatic. So when y'all, I'm sure I know about Ramana that you did with one of my friends, and Sumesh as well. So how did it work? Please tell me about it. Or what do you think about jugalbandis as a whole?
Ramana, after you.
So well, first of all, I feel fortunate and lucky to be able to appreciate the Hindustani. So I love listening to Hindustani. So it makes things a lot easier for me because I really enjoy what the other person does on stage. So once that's there, the rapport is relatively easier to develop on stage and when we practice together. But so the overall experience is, of course, it's very, very refreshing, I would say. So it's about the aspects in Carnatic music that the Hindustani artist is I would not say forced, but ends up playing with us, and the aspects
Yeah,
aspects
yeah, yeah. You said
Hindustani
it. You said
aspects that we
yeah,
end up playing.
yeah,
That aspect is what I look forward to in any Jugalbandi,
yeah,
and it's about giving space to each one to express themselves. And
yeah,
it's more, it's if it's too curated and say, okay, I'm going to represent my school or whatever, or my
yeah,
Garana,
yeah,
or I'm
yeah,
going to just do Carnatic and I'm not going to, even play. It is, I feel it is key to kind of find some middle ground for both artists from their
yeah,
genres. So that process of finding that is what I enjoy.
yeah. That's right. So yeah, you can add to this. Yeah, Sumesh.
No, just a line that's very beautifully put by Ramana, because it's
Yeah,
exactly what I was thinking. In my opinion, for me, when I play a Jugalbandi, it's about the extent to which you can give and the extent to which you can take,
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Nice.
and that's the beauty in it all. So
Yeah,
yeah.
well. So we've actually never talked so serious. I mean, in any of the Waah episodes.
No,
So
I'm having
let me
fun,
just.
man.
It's
Yeah.
fun. Yeah, I mean, it is. But I'm honestly, because we've been always talking about their childhood and what they did in school and whatnot. Because also this is the first time that we have a Carnatic duo with us. It's so nice. And of course, let me also tell you that I also am just started learning a little bit of Carnatic music
Oh,
from
sweet.
legendary Dr. L. Subramaniam ji. And I
What
mean,
do you
I
do,
just
Yadnesh?
what
Tell us a few lines about yourself. What do you do?
I was going to say that too. Yeah.
okay, about me.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
okay, I'm doing Hindustani classical music, of course.
Okay. Do
Hindustani
you sing?
classical.
He plays the violin.
I mean,
Oh, you
I
play the violin.
sing. I sing, but I'm a violinist.
Oh,
Oh,
And I've
sweet.
been
Okay.
practicing. I've been practicing violin for more than 18 years, I guess, because I've been.
That's
I learned tabla. I started with tabla when I was. Don't I mean you won't believe me, but I started tabla when I was 1.5,
mm-hmm.
and then after a year when I was 2.5 or 3, and then I started violin because my father Pandit Milind Raikarji, to see him play. So this is I'm so happy they're asking me, because I so always wanted to, koi to puche yaar, Yadnesh, what do you do?
Of course, man.
Yeah.
Of course.
yeah, of
I'm
course.
not
So
too bad an anchor.
I know. Yeah.
I'm just kidding. I'm just
We're
kidding.
good. We're coming there. Don't worry. Yeah.
It's always nice when it's not one-sided. So it's
Yeah. I mean, yeah. So
Yeah.
that's when I mean I learned.
Which means,
Uh,
Yadnesh, you also have to prepare for the rapid fire. You know that, right?
are you kidding me? Are you all ready with the questions? Please tell me no.
we'll make them in time.
Okay,
Oh.
I'll be waiting for a few questions, but don't get mad at me if I win. Okay, but nothing. Then I mean, I learned Hindustani classical from my father, and then my father's guru, Gana Saraswati Kishori Amonkar ji, from whom I also got to learn. I also goes to go to her place and learn from her for some very little time.
Beautiful.
Then I'm also learning from Pandit Arun Kasharkar, who's one of the doyens of Agra and Gwalior Gharana.
Okay.
So and Jaipur Gharana, which is Thais Gharana, of course. So Jaipur, Gwalior, and Agra. Apart from that I'm also doing Western violin. Apart from that, I'm also learning Carnatic music now from L. Subramaniam ji. And apart from that, I also do guitar and keyboard and composing and stuff. So
So now you used a G.
what?
You used a G.
Did I? I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
But
I'm
yeah.
just-
Yeah, well, so that's I mean, leave me alone, please. let's talk about you guys. Okay, so Ramana, I know that you are a lot into photography and animations and art. So I want you to highlight stuff and what's new or what are you been working on.
Well, I'm first of all, I'm just a tyro in everything that I've like photography, some card magic. I've been doing card magic since a long time.
Oh, Ramana's card magic is something to watch, man.
I so wish to see it right here, but I guess you need the table and you have to do it right.
Yeah, I think
Can we see something if you can? If
I could, I don't have the cards right now. I could get it. It's in the room, so I don't
yeah.
know.
So when I go to Sumesh, by then you can just
I can do that.
travel
Yeah,
back. Yeah.
that'll be nice.
And
So
then
so card magic, a lot of intense origami during a period of like 1.5 years. So I used to not only origami, but I used to make literally thousands of paper planes.
Wow.
And I bought books for that and watched literally probably about 200 YouTube videos. And
Wow.
the maid servant who used to come to our house, she used to cutely say that, oh, there's just paper planes all over the place. Come on. Yeah. So origami, animation, just a bit of animation. But yeah, photography is something that I'm into recently. I used to make do with my old 6th-gen iPod, which someone gifted me.
So
now
what do you think about people who are these so-called Instagrammers who click a picture on Instagram and post it with a filter on saying they are a photographer and maybe
Hey, Instagram started it. Instagram wanted people all over the world to put photos. So yeah, you can't blame them.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, there's a motive behind it. Yeah.
Well, I think it's generally nice to post pictures about where you're not in the frame. I mean, it's a
Yeah,
personal thing,
right.
but,
And posting selfies and saying, "Oh yeah, this is photography."
yeah, I mean, if you go to a very scenic spot, I would rather post a picture of that spot rather than me in the spot. So,
So do you think you'll ruin the photo, or maybe it'll just get better?
I think it does ruin the photo because there's nothing more beautiful than nature. But there's this. So when we toured together, toured the US together, he used to take a lot of very beautiful pictures from just landing on the flight and with the droplets on the frame and you
Yeah,
see
yeah.
his doodling is just amazing. You should
Wow.
check it out. I just was reminded of this when you said photography.
Yeah.
I actually learned some aspects of photography from him. So
Oh, that's
God.
nice.
like
That's nice.
focusing right, and this simple point where if you want to focus on something that's very thin in the frame and you can't really touch the frame to focus, you can just keep your hand or finger near the object that you want to focus, and you can just click on your hand because it's just the distance that matters. So things like
Wow,
these.
this is too technical. I'm sorry. It's just
No.
going over my head. But
Start me.
so next time, if ever we're meeting, I'm sure I'm coming and we clicking a picture together and not the nature,
Definitely.
please. I mean,
No, adding to this,
Yeah.
while we are on the subject, back in the tour, I don't know if this was towards the end of the tour or, I mean, doesn't matter. I was checking some stuff about stop motion photography and stop motion animation.
Sorry again.
Stop motion photography and
Stop
stop
motion.
motion animation. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm big into those kind of things. Not that I make them, but I just love learning a lot about them. So someday I'll make something. So I remember Ramana, being curious about it and asking me what I was doing and all that. So I gave him a brief intro about what stop motion was and how one could animate with photos, which was a very basic one-liner about animation itself.
Yeah.
I remember Ramana sending me back a 30-second, 35-second clip about a couple of days later. This was a full-fledged animation that sort of had about 200, 250 photos that Ramana drew frame by frame.
Wow.
And I was out of my mind. I was like, dude, like a couple of days ago, you didn't know what it was. And I just told you what I knew. And you come up with a working model and I'm still learning to do one. So it's incredible.
Wow. Amazing. So y'all are these, pakka artists, these.
I mean, just
you're
curious,
a complete
man.
artist.
Just curious all the time. Yeah.
That's nice. So now I'm talking to Sumesh. Ramana, you can just hop out and.
I actually got my cards. You can go ahead.
Wow, he's a magician already. Are you a magician already?
That's the first trick of the evening.
I have to thank my mom. She got it in she was outside the frame. So
Oh, that's good. You shouldn't have told us.
Oh, exactly, Ramana. You can't give away those.
So we'll look at your card magic. So before we go to card magic, let's talk about Sumesh. I mean, I've read about you that you know where I'm going. You know it, right? No,
I don't know.
No. Okay.
The problem is I don't know where you're going.
Okay, so let me be very clear. So all the viewers we have, Sumesh Narayanan is not only a mridangam player, but he is this handsome hunk. He's an actor, of course. So it looks like an actor already. So I mean,
man.
with no intentions, no bad intentions, but yeah. So tell us about
Yadnesh, why do you have to put actor and bad intentions in the same sentence, man?
No, I just put it because I said and bad intentions together.
I'm kidding. I'm just pulling your leg, dude.
Yeah. No, so tell us about your acting experience and how did it happen? Where did it happen? What? Tell us everything about it.
So, a brief preface about the film that I was in. The film is called Sarvam Dalamayam, which is directed by Rajiv Menon. The movie talks about the relationship between a Shishya and a Guru, and how also amidst all social barriers that the Shishya is portrayed to be facing in the film, which is also a reflection of what goes on in real life as well, right? So the disciple sort of overcomes everything, and his passion triumphs at last. And so they also go on to say nothing else is more powerful and nothing else is more important than just pursuing what your mind wants you to. And in this case, art takes you, right? Art consumes you, and it takes you a certain way, and you just have to follow it. So so Rajiv sir wanted me to sort of help him with some basically composing some scenes in the movie. He wanted to learn more about what a typical class would be like. And this movie, sorry, I should have said that this movie was also between a Mridangam guru and a Mridangam student, very specifically. So since I was a Mridangist, he
since you were a Mridangamist and you look good, and then you have to add that, or else you're not an actor,
No, actually, really, at that point, he did not want me to act. Like, he didn't think of me as someone who could be in the film. He wanted me to be, someone who could help him sort of, pay attention to details. Because I mean, all of us, right? All three of us, we've been in classrooms with our gurus, right? And we know what happens. We know how when we mess something up, our guru, there's some sort of a, if we get scolded, and we don't practice one day, we mess it up, and then, all of these things. And it's nice to show these details in the movies, right? So that's how I got in got to be part of the crew in the first place.
Yeah.
And after a while we were, just building the script up and just creating these scenes in our minds and just sort of storyboarding all of it, so to speak, he came up one day and he was like, "Hey, why shouldn't you act?" And I'm like, why should? There are 100 reasons why I shouldn't, but you tell me more. I want to hear more.
Why should I?
And then why should I? Exactly. Yeah. And he was like, you know what? I want you to act. I want you to come back tomorrow morning and audition for this role, and I'll get back. And then that's it. And then you don't really say anything back to Rajiv Menon. So I was like, okay. And I came back the next morning, and I did a couple of auditions, and I hear that evening that Rajiv sir cancelled all of their auditions, and he was happy with and he was like, Sumesh is on board. Sumesh, give him the role. And I was like, I went back to Rajiv sir and said, of course, I'm not going to say no to Rajiv Menon, dude. Ask me, I'm going to say yes, of course. I don't care if I make a fool out of myself. Of course, I'm going to say yes. But it's also maybe because I am that kind of guy. Ramana knows that. I never say no to most things because, in my opinion, you only know if you are good or you suck at it only if you try. So say yes the first time, and then you'll know if you want to say yes or no the second time. So
wow, so much to learn.
So the other thing about him is that the lack of resistance that he has to towards any idea that is suggested. So even while working together, I would suggest, why don't we do this? And it might be something that, if I were him, I'll be honest, I have some resistance to accept new ideas, and I have trouble with that. But he's that guy who's just going to say yes to anything, and he'll work through it and see if it works, and then let me know. So that's very nice. So,
that's good. That's nice.
By the way, when it comes to acting, he's damn good with his impressions. He can do amazing, ridiculously good impressions.
So do you mimic anyone?
He does a lot. I'm answering for him. Sorry.
I do. But the problem, Yadnesh, I think might be that you might not know anyone that I do because it's a lot. Yeah. But Ramana does a very mean Benedict Cumberbatch. That's thanks to his irresistibly baritone voice. He does a
yeah, I love his voice.
mean
I love his
Cumberbatch.
voice already.
Yeah, it's so low, right? Like I've always
Because
wanted that kind of a voice.
I heard his promo and he's playing this wonderful veena and then he's going, hello, namaskar. And I'm like, wow.
Yeah, what a voice, yeah.
Actually, I wanted this voice since I was like 12.
Okay, Ramana, sorry, fan request. Benedict Cumberbatch or Severus Snape, you choose.
Yeah,
I Severus Snape because that's the easy
Okay,
one.
okay, cool.
go for it.
You want me to say something like Severus Snape, or I'll just do something?
You can just do whatever you want to. Yeah.
Okay. So, Meadows is exceedingly arrogant, and Mr. Potter's moments have more and more turned to page 394.
Oh man,
Amazing.
that was incredible,
Nice
dude.
one.
Even on Zoom, it sounded so good. Yeah.
No, it did sound good. Yeah.
Yeah.
So and you can try one. I mean, I'd like to try any of the South dialogue or whatever you want to do.
Are you talking to me, Abhish?
Yeah, you.
I don't know, man. The
Come
like
on.
who? I mean, all of no.
I did it.
The thing is,
Already. So you
no, the
have
thing is, Ramana specializes in global artists, like celebrities
yeah,
that the world knows. And I know of people that I meet, in day-to-day life. Like if I met someone from the vegetable shop, this morning, and he had a very interesting accent, I would just try it. And it's all about the body language, right? I keep telling Ramana, it's about being the guy, just becoming the guy, right?
Yeah.
As opposed to
You kind of domestic guy, and then he's a global guy, something like that.
I mean, yeah.
Okay.
Put it that way,
I mean,
yeah.
also let me add. Not many people know. I also acted in one of the films. Not a film, it was kind of a documentary. One of the doyens of Hindustani classical music. There are two who actually did the writing for the notations and stuff. One was Pandit Bhatkandeji and one was Pandit Palluskarji. So Pandit V.D. Palluskar's son, Pandit D.V. Palluskar. So it was a story of Pandit D.V. Palluskar and V.D. Palluskar together. And I played the role of the younger D.V. Palluskar when I was 9 or 10 something. And so he also learned violin and used to also sing. So I had to play the violin. I had a few dialogues to do. I had some crying to do because they shaved my head for the thread ceremony, and you know what? This is, I don't know if this is good. I mean, I regret cutting my hair. So they asked me, Yadnesh, there's going to be this scene where we're going to cut your hair. The thread ceremony part, we just keep this part, and we do the thread ceremony. That's going to be the scene. And I'm like, I was already crying because I don't want to cut my hair, of course, because I had these beautiful curly hair, and so they cut my hair, and we're ready. And she told me that you have to cry when they cut your hair. So I was like, okay. And I was doing my shooting. We did the shooting. I was crying, and I was honestly crying because they were cutting my hair. And then they tell us that the shooting of cutting part is not going to be a part of the movie. I'm like, why did you cut my hair? What did I do? I played violin. I did play good. I sang well. Why did you cut my hair? But okay, that's another story. But okay, so we do Ramana's card magic, and then we run back to the rapid fire, the second round. So all the best.
So this is not the best angle for doing crowd magic, but let's try.
Yeah.
So this is kind of like a compound trick, though. So just say stop wherever you want.
Stop.
Stop right there.
Yeah.
You said stop right at that position.
Yeah.
So the card that you stopped at, I'm not going to look at it. Just take a look, and I'm not going to look at the camera. You got it?
Yeah.
Okay. That goes right into the deck.
Yeah.
And I'm going to sandwich it right inside. So I can give it a lot of shuffles. And the other thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to mix up the deck in this ulta-pulta fashion. So I'm just going to do some cards face up.
Okay, this is cool. This is new.
So some cards face down, just like that. So the current situation now is you chose a random spot in the deck,
Yeah.
You stop there, you saw the card, and then I've done this strange shuffle. So essentially we have face down cards somewhere, and then we have face up cards, and then somewhere in the middle we should have, just trying to locate that position. So both face down cards. So you have all sorts of cards. But if you just flick your fingers, all cards come back to order.
What?
One. Okay, so that's part of the trick. So just think of your card and look into my eye.
Okay.
So, okay, just say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, this is up till 10.
1,
Slowly.
2,
Slowly.
3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Okay, stop. So it's somewhere between, it's a red card, by the way. I think it's
Yeah.
a red card.
Yeah.
So it's, the value is somewhere between 2 to 6, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay, just say 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on.
2, 3, 4, 5.
Stop. Okay, I think I got it. So it's a heart. It's a heart.
Yeah.
I think it's the 4 of hearts. Is it right?
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
I mean,
Never gets old. Never gets old.
I'm a fan already, but okay, you got this. Probably there's something you know, but how did you turn those cards back to normal?
Jadoo.
Wow, I mean, of course,
Jadoo.
you're the master. So okay, so this has been one of the most fun we've had on the show. I'm so happy to have you all, and we have a lot of time.
Because I'm actually infamous for messing up tricks, so you're lucky today.
You know what? You know what? When you turned it ulta hulta, and I was like, now he's gonna mess up or no? I was like, but yeah, you're the man, so you deserve to win. No, don't worry.
Anyway,
so okay, you know what? I want to talk so much more, but we have some time constraints. We also want to listen to you perform, and also have the fun rapid fire round. So let's finish this round. So thank you so much again. And now let's go to the second segment, that is the rapid fire. So, okay, since we are two people, I want you all to decide who wants to go first.
Pinky, ponky.
I heard that after a long time. But yeah, you can do
Why don't we all play at the same time? Why are these the same questions for both of us, or they're
It's gonna
different
be
questions?
different. It's gonna be different. Yeah.
Different questions. Okay.
So that's why I'm gonna ask, because that's how I know how rapid you are. So. In fact, no, we can do that. Let's mix it up. It's gonna be a tough job for you. No, okay. Let's stick to one.
you pick one. You just start off. Please.
Okay, so I think let's start with Sumesh.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. Okay, this is nice.
Mm-hmm.
So we start this rapid. We'll have some fun.
Mm-hmm.
If you are stuck in an elevator with A.R. Rahman, what's the first thing you would do, apart from, of course, take a picture? But yeah.
I'd fall at his feet.
Yeah.
Because I remember doing this to one of my icons back in New York. He's a woodworker, and he's a proper New Yorker, right? So there's this weird Indian who's coming to meet him, and I go touch his feet, and he was like, "What was that?" And I was like, "Just leave it to me. It's fine. You don't have to just pretend as though that didn't happen. It's something that means a lot to us."
Yeah.
I just want to do it, and he was like, "Are you sure? Yeah, fine, okay." Yeah.
Oh, is there something on my shoe? Sorry.
Exactly. Yeah, he didn't get it, but I was just whatever.
Okay, that's cool. So, okay, toothbrush or mouth freshener?
Toothbrush.
Cool. So, what is the most hilarious memory of your childhood?
Oh, hilarious memory of my childhood. So every time a photo was taken, I remember I'd always cross my eyes, because as a kid, I always wanted to know what I looked like when my eyes was that way. And there was no way of knowing it, right? Like, you can't go stand in the front of a mirror, do that, because you can't see properly.
You can see it, yeah.
Yeah, every time someone took a photo for a family photo or some wedding or something, I'd always stand like that. So every photo that you see of my childhood was that, because I wanted to look back at the photo and see how I looked when my eyes crossed.
Wow,
So,
I never tried this. I could have. I mean, of course, selfies weren't there that time, but yeah, we can try it now. That's nice. So,
yeah.
if you're a journalist, what would you ask the following people? Pandit Shiv Kumar Sharma.
What's the secret to glory?
Aha, nice. Dr. Sudha Raghunathan.
How's your voice still the same?
Nice. Okay, this might be interesting. Shivamani.
Have you truly mastered technique? Because I thought that was impossible, and you seem to have.
You got that magic maybe since you were born or something. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay, that's good. Okay, this is the last question. If a movie is to be made on your life, which genre it would be and why?
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I thought it was supposed to be rapid fire. Dude, these are so deep. These are like these are making me think.
That's why we still want it to be rapid. You know, we don't want you to think.
I have no clue, man. You tell me. I have no idea.
Honestly, you look so much like some Kabir Singh role. You know, doing this and because you have this good beard. You know, so probably you should good for you should good for the movie. Okay.
I like my beard.
You probably lost 1 point. Okay, but yeah, let's go to Ramana now. Okay, the first question: if God gives you a chance to redesign the earth, what's the one thing you will add and which you feel is missing? Wow, I love the question. I love the questions.
Come on.
Yeah, pretty interesting. Yeah, nice question.
Yeah.
Well, currently, I think I would
Make an antidote or something?
no, maybe plant this mechanism by which people start to live locally and not destroy the environment. Where
Nice.
there's this hypnotic machine that goes into people and says, "Don't cut trees, just save them and spend a lot of time with nature." And I'm just thinking aloud.
Nice. Okay, I like it. So, what is the biggest lie you've ever said?
Biggest lie.
Yeah.
Okay, I've actually not lied a lot, to be honest. But
I mean, you sound honest, but we want more.
but there was this crazy thing that I used to do when I was in school. So when I was in the ages of between 6 to 10, I had this habit or probably a mental problem where I used to not do a mistake but confess to it. So once a guy choked a girl in my school, and I confessed to the guys there and said I choked the girl. And once I wasted a lot of food in my career, and which I was completely forbidden to do, and that's good. But I used to come home and confess for the mistakes that I never did or even thought of, and it was some problem. So
you sound so honest and so such a nice man, but yeah.
No, but so after that, I used to get very harsh punishments from my parents because the mistake.
Yeah, of course.
And so once the punishment was to stand the same place without moving for 1 hour, and I actually stood in the same place. But then I came back and said I didn't stand. But I will tell you another.
This is the biggest lie.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Actually, recently when I was preparing for my A-level exams last year, I was supposed to sleep at 10 and wake up at 5:30. Once I slept at 11, but I said I slept at 10:40. So now my parents know.
I think the lie which you said that you didn't stand for long was the biggest lie. Okay, that's good. So the second question, the third question: if you woke up in the morning as Rajnikant, what's the first thing you would do?
I don't know. I don't watch a lot of movies, so I can't answer this question.
But maybe I'll answer that for you. But if I woke up as Rajnikant, I'll probably do this, or something.
Well, so cool. I'll probably read my own jokes then.
Wow, I like it. Okay. Yeah. 3 things that no one knows about you.
No one knows about me.
See, I don't know, so you can tell me anything. This is just a secret, but you can still tell me something that no one knows.
I don't know. There's actually nothing that no one knows. Someone doesn't know about me. It's known. Everything is
I
known.
mean, do you have a girlfriend?
No, I do not. I actually have. So I should. Yeah, I actually do. I actually switch a girlfriend every week or so. The recent one was Bhageshri, and
Then you switch to Maru Bihag or something?
Maru Behag, yeah. And then before that it was Nataka Priya. So,
For a second, I thought he'd say, no, this was the biggest lie, and I was like, okay. Okay, so there's nothing that the three things that we wouldn't know. Okay, so the last question for you is, if you are a product, what is going to be the punchline for the advertising?
Peace.
That's all?
Yeah.
You can try zindagi ke saath bhi, zindagi ke baad bhi.
Yeah. कुछ खास है.
Anyway, yes, that's good. So we had a good round, and I'm asking the art and artist team to tell us who's the winner, of course. But this is wonderful. So now that you want me to be a part of this episode, you all can ask me.
So what was the craziest or weirdest thing that you did, which your parents don't know just yet? It might be childhood, recent times.
Okay, I would like to confess it down. I mean, a few years back when I was in 10th or something, one of my friend who actually used to drive bikes and who actually taught me bike. So we went after the school. After the school, she came and picked me and Yadnesh, let's go for a drive. I'll teach you. And the road was pretty much empty, and I was driving at 90 or something, and then we had a big accident. And then I just told, I went home with what happened. But then I told them that I was running and then I fell down and this happened.
Oh.
This is the...
So is this the first time you're getting this public?
I'm getting this public on social media. So I hope my parents aren't watching this. So...
Yadesh, if you get an anonymous call from someone claiming to have found the vaccine for COVID and you get a parcel on the same day and you do find an antidote inside, what's the first thing you're going to do about it?
Well, the first thing I'll do, I'd like to do something what Chris 3, the Hrithik Roshan did in Chris 3. If you all watched it in the Chris 3 movie, it's the same thing, like something virus, and then he makes something, he mixes in some chemical, and then he puts it all around the country, all on Mumbai, I guess, and which releases the gas and everyone gets back to normal. So I'll probably do that. I don't know. So we have the name, and again. So we have a winner, and the winner for the rapid fire for the episode 4 is Ramana Balachandran for standing in one place. But yay! Everyone clap from your place. But yeah, honestly, Sumesh, you did a very good job. So big round of applause for you too. The time you come to Mumbai, we'll have some fun and get you some gifts, so don't worry. Okay, so we're done with the first segment. We're done with the second segment. Let's move to the third segment, which is Waah, Bank of Baroda. And in this segment, for the viewers, Ramana and Sumesh are going to collaborate and present some lovely music for all of us. And I'm going to ask maybe Ramana and Sumesh, both of you all can tell us what are you going to present for us today.
So first, I started with Raga Kumadakriya. It's a very haunting composition by Saint Muthuswami Dikshita. It's a very short and sweet composition. Very beautiful ragam, and yeah, that's basically it. And
so do you plan to play any second rag or any third
yeah,
rag? Yeah. Sumesh, you can.
Yeah, second one's gonna be Broche Varavura in Ragam Kamas. I believe it's not the same Kamaj in Hindustani.
In Hindustani, yeah, it is not. Yeah, right.
But yeah, it's a very close resemblance. The name resembles Kamaj.
Yeah.
So,
and
it's a beautiful Ragam.
Third part for the performance?
So in Brocheva we exchanged some Kalpanaswarams
Yeah.
and
Oh,
you know
that's
lot of what we is Manodharma or this
yeah,
spontaneous
yeah.
creativity, and there is a short solo by Sumesh,
The
and
master. Yeah.
yeah, and
Yeah, pretty short. Yeah, just kept it
yeah,
short. Yeah.
because of the time constraint. And
Yeah.
then we present a composition of Meera Bhajan in the rag Marubihag. And this is tuned by Vidwan Sriram Parthasarathi, an incredible
Oh,
musician. So
wow.
he's amazing. So this is tuned by him. So it's a
Great.
very
So
beautiful.
we're going to listen three beautiful rags and three beautiful compositions from Ramana and Sumesh. So we're so looking forward, and get yourselves ready, and we're ready to listen to you. All the best.
See you then.
Hello. Namaskar. We're so sorry. We're facing some technical problems here, but I'm sure you all not want to miss them perform. Just give us a few minutes and we'll get back to you. So, till we fix all our technical problems, I'll probably request Sumesh and Ramana to join on the chat, and then if once we're done with the technical problems, then we can get back to listening to them. Yeah. Hello.
Hey, Agnesh.
Y'all are geniuses. I mean,
just having fun.
Of course, we're listening to you, and we've gone crazy, man. We're like, what is this happening? This is artistry at you can't. You can see the screen. I'm at the top, but it's something here. But amazing. I mean, of course, we're facing some technical problems, but how was it to collaborate together? I mean, I know you all have worked a lot of times, and I want you all to talk about the other artist and tell me your experiences performing together. You can. I mean, like, we can start with Sumesh, I guess. Yeah.
No, I'll have Ramana start.
Okay, Ramana, all the best.
Can you just tell me the question again?
No, I said, can you all hear me?
Yeah.
So I said, you all have been performing a lot. You've been traveling and performing on sharing stages, and today also that you perform together. What has been your experience performing with Sumesh? And the same goes to Sumesh. What has been his experience performing with you?
Well, I just love to have him on stage. It's a pleasure to have him. I'm not saying this because we've just played together many times, and it's just I genuinely enjoy him being on stage, and that's probably the reason we have played so many times. And this time was quite different though. So we had this was completely done virtually. So I had to record and send it to him, and he was playing over it. We had to have a metronome, and there is this very natural and organic speeding up or slowing down that happens in a concert.
Yeah.
There's no room for that in this kind of a presentation. So
just give me a second.
Yeah.
Yeah, now I can hear you better. Yeah.
So this time was very different because it didn't give any room for that. But in general, I really enjoy the chemistry, as they call it, with Sumesh. So it's kind of developed over the years. So I think the first time I played with him was actually 2018, I guess. Yeah, 2000. Yeah.
Very recent. Very recent.
But it's quickly developed into something very strong. I know that.
I also think I have. Sorry to cut you there, Ramana.
No. I just felt like saying. Yeah, now you go ahead.
No, so what were you saying?
No, I was just saying we share some interests and we enjoy music together. So all that adds to what we do.
Enjoy making music together. Yeah.
Of course, yeah, and also enjoy listening to music. We enjoy
and choreography and stuff. Yeah. What about you, Sumesh? Yeah.
No, I think like Ramana rightly pointed out, for me, it's obviously the tour that we did a couple of years ago that sort of sealed the rapport. I strongly believe in that, and since this is a cool show, let's call it vibe.
Yeah.
So I think for me, as well as a lot of my other musician friends, it's very important for you to vibe, right?
Yeah.
So you will also see something not working at all, something not just happening, something not just like talking to you if you don't vibe. So I think it's important to understand both ways. When it works, it's great, it's magical, it's awesome, it's beautiful. But when it doesn't, it's also quite downhill. It's not just there, man. I don't know,
And
but it's not.
also when you're so close making music,
Mhm.
many a times if it does not work, you make it work for each other.
Right, right.
So that's how
Right.
I think it works, and you all both sound amazing. You all are a killer duo,
Actually,
and
I'm reminded of something that we heard Zakir Bhai says when he collaborates with musicians. So we are, of course, we all adore him. So apparently he, when he collaborates with a new musician, he talks about just spending time uh, without music with them. So it's about eating with them, just talking
yeah,
about
yeah,
stuff, and all that happened in our US tour where we had to actually go
Yeah.
to 24, 25 cities and perform. So we had a long 70-day tour, and we did all of that. So that really,
yeah,
got
absolutely. You know something more than just music.
exactly.
Yeah, and also on the musical front, I think Ramana is a far more than just a Vainika, right? And when I
Yeah,
say just a Vainika, I don't mean I mean it by saying that he just does not play the veena
yeah,
amazingly and brilliantly, but
yeah,
far more than that, as in being a completely wholesome
absolutely,
musician.
absolutely.
So I'm also at some level, I would like to think at every level, but if not at every level, I'm also constantly pushed at some level for every concert, for every, to constantly sort of try and keep up.
Yeah,
And that's brilliant. I would love that kind of a company all my life.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's
And
great.
I've actually repeated myself, but with him, it is always the openness that I enjoy. So if I, as I've already told him about, having not a lot of resistance when it comes to trying out new ideas and all that. But more than that, it is just not only in music. It was such a you know I was completely at ease, traveling with him, and you get what I mean.
Oh,
So
you're comfortable now. Yeah,
yeah, it's extremely comfortable.
amazing, amazing. So I guess
We
now we're
even
ready.
did 3 road trips together. So I'm really I'm really surprised how Ramana put his trust in me. So
That's nice. But yeah, now I guess we probably solved the technical problem, and
sweet.
so looking
Back to
forward to
Kamas.
hear you the rest of your performance. So let's get going. Bank of Baroda. So I'm sure all our viewers are from their places are going Waah right now, and let's welcome Sumesh and Ramana back on the chat, and congratulations on such a wonderful performance. And we are so touched by this wonderful, electrifying, amazing, and I'm sure again short of adjectives now, but this wonderful performance. And again, we thank you both, Sumesh and Ramana, for being a part of the fourth episode of Waah, Bank of Baroda. And personally, I am so happy that you and we're introduced to each other, and I'm definitely looking forward to work with you all very, very soon.
Likewise, man. Likewise.
Yeah. So, not taking a lot of time, we're gonna wrap up, and for the next episode, that is the fifth episode. Yeah. So before we go, do you all have anything to say?
It was super fun collaborating, and it's happening after a long time because we've not met each other for a long time. So this is nice.
Yeah.
So yeah, thank you for this, and we had a lot of fun, both in the
Absolutely.
concept and the concept.
Yeah. I mean, I'm honestly telling you, this was one of my favorite episodes. So I loved it, and thank you for being a part.
Yeah. Thanks, Yadnesh. Same. Adding to what Ramana said, thanks for putting the concert together. I must say, primarily, I got to play again with Ramana for a long time.
Yeah.
And for sure, this interaction, it was really fun, and you should all the best for more such episodes and more such interviews. And
Thank you.
We should all work together sometime soon in the future.
I hope I did a good job, but if I did,
I'll give it to you this time. I'll give it to you this time, man.
Let me get the hamper home. But yes, so here's Sumesh and Ramana signing off. And for the fifth episode of Waah, Bank of Baroda, we have the sensational singer Sharayu Date, Tanay Rege on tabla, and Neeraj Joshi on the harmonium, which is going to take place on 14th of October 2020, of course at 5:30 p.m. Again, it's going to be a wonderful episode, and it's the fifth episode. So I'll see you there, and signing off. Thank you so much. Stay safe, and humble namaskar to you both. Take care.
Likewise.
Thank you, Yadnesh. See you. Bye-bye.
You all. Thank you. Namaste.
Bye-bye.